Jason Abraham, the Shadow Teacher, and today got an interesting topic I'd like to engage with, and it is the topic of egregores. And those who are not aware of what an egregore is, an egregore is an entity that has no innate life of its own, but develops a life of its own when it's infused with enough thought form energy. When enough energy and validity and belief is put into it, it becomes real, comes to life. And the works of Eckhart Tolle have been very popular, like in the past 15 years. His books, The Power of Now and A New Earth. And one of the concepts that he talks about is that of a pain body, which is a similar concept to an egregore. It's a thought form that is charged from one's own trauma and beliefs, and then eventually the pain body starts to have its own life and essentially possesses the human being. So it's a little bit different than an egregore, as the pain body is something that doesn't have a life of its own, but you as an individual charge it with your trauma and your beliefs around that trauma, and then it becomes an entity that possesses you and starts to take over your consciousness. An egregore is something out there. It's more of something that is created by the collective, and it's something that puppeteers the collective, or a mass of people, a mass of consciousness. And in the times we're living in, I'm seeing ample evidence that a very powerful egregore exists. And it's a demonic egregore. It's something that is evil. It's something that what it's doing to the consciousness of people is not in humanity's highest good. But I see people who are just so willing to give up their sovereignty, who are so willing to sell out their neighbor, their brother, their sister, their mother, their father, because this egregore has a hold of them. And it's very disheartening and troubling to see this play out. And many people can see it and can feel it and are aware of it, but don't know exactly what's playing out. They are feeling the effects as they engage with people. And with an egregore, with a thought form, with something that doesn't have innate life on its own, what I believe the solution is, in order to kill that egregore, you have to deflate it. You have to take away its fuel, its life support, which is people's belief in it. When people stop believing in it, it will no longer be able to live. And the challenge is there's a critical mass of people who do believe in it. So in order for it to deflate, we would need a critical mass of people who expose it and pull people out of that belief system of this particular egregore, which I'm explicitly not saying because I want this video to stay up. When people start to give it the power that they've given it and start to take that power back to themselves, then the egregore deflates. It lessens. Its power weakens. And if enough people do that, eventually it can't survive. It will just flat out die, and it can't exist. So people have to value their own sovereignty. They have to value a higher purpose, a higher truth than the mind virus that this egregore is putting into them. So when they start to get that awakening in that sense within themselves, at least to question it, then that is the start of being able to reclaim one's power.